Hello and welcome to Translate, a channel for intelligent and curious people like you who are searching for human sexuality in the age of artificial intelligence. And in this channel, we usually try to find the best possible answer to a question. And today's question is, what is the fascinating history of sexual norms? Okay, I will talk about it in detail in a minute. But before that, before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks. I hope in the future I will get that support. And finally, although I talk about human sexuality, human sexual behaviors, and deep psychological facts about human sexuality, but there is no vulgarity in this channel. And I don't promote any kind of vulgarity through this channel. All I talk about is scientific evidence, data, and above all, technology. Okay, let's dive deep into the fascinating history of sexual norms. Today, we are taking a journey through time to explore the fascinating history of sexual norms. How have attitudes towards sexuality changed over the centuries? Let's find out. First of all, let's start with ancient civilizations. In ancient Egypt, sexuality was a natural part of life. The Egyptians celebrated fertility and had few taboos around sex. They even have gods and goddesses dedicated to love and sexuality, like Hathor and Min. Meanwhile, in ancient Greece, sexuality was complex. Relationships between men and young boys were specially and socially accepted as part of a mentor mentee bond. The Greeks also celebrated female beauty and erotic love through art and literature. In contrast, ancient Rome had a more utilitarian view of sexuality. While they indulged in various sexual practices, they valued procreation and family honor above all. Now let's move to the Middle Ages. With the rise of Christianity in Europe, sexual norms became more stricter. The church viewed sex, any kind of sexual act, primarily for procreation and promoted chastity and celibacy. Any sexual act outside of marriage was considered sinful. This era saw the suppression of many previous sexual freedoms. Therefore, in Middle Ages, we saw women's sexuality in particular was tightly controlled and virginity was highly prized. The Renaissance brought a shift in attitudes. This period celebrated humanism and the beauty of the human form. Art, literature, and philosophy began to explore and celebrate sexuality once again. During the Enlightenment, thinkers like Voltaire and Rousseau challenged traditional norms. They advocated for personal freedom, including sexual expression, laying the groundwork for modern sexual rights. Then came the Victorian era, however, marked a return to strict sexual norms again. As we call it, history repeats itself. Society emphasized modesty and sexual expression was again repressed. Yet, beneath the surface, there was a thriving subculture exploring sexuality, often hidden from public view. This era was marked by a double standard: strict public morality but private indulgence in sexual exploration. The 20th century saw radical changes. The sexual revolution of the 1960s and 70s challenged traditional norms. Birth control became widely available, and people began to openly discuss and explore their sexuality. The LGBTQ plus rights movements also gained momentum, challenging heteronormative standards and fighting for equal rights and recognition. Now, today, sexual norms continue to evolve. Society increasingly embraces diverse sexual orientation and identities. The internet and social media have further transformed how we view and express our sexuality. Sexual norms have come a long way, shaped by culture, religion, and social changes. Understanding this history helps us appreciate the progress we have made so far and the work that still needs to be done. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. Hope you like the idea. Please subscribe again, I tell you, and hit the bell icon for more intriguing insights about human sexuality. Stay safe and take care.